So let's talk about your parents and your folks in the house now. So did they, when you bought this bike for the first time, how was the whole, how did they receive it? Because I can imagine me carrying a bike, even normal Okada, if I want to ride Okada from point A to point B, my folks, my mother will be praying wherever she is, not to talk of a full machine like this.
Okay, so initially my dad was asking me that, why bike? Like, what do I want to use it for? I'm like...
He said, what do you want to use it for?
Yeah, I was like, well, it helps me because at a point I thought I was getting depressed, so it helps you to clear your mind. Because once you're on the road and you're moving free, you're free, like no burden, nothing, you're not thinking, you're just moving.
So that's one of the main reasons.
Yeah, and then it's just, I just prefer it.
You just prefer it. So your dad was like, what are you using the bike for?
Yeah, that what do I really need a bike for? He was like, I should sell it and get a car. I was supposed to sell it this December, but I'm like, nah.
So you were like, no, this bike is still going to...
Even if I want to get a car, I'll also have my bike alongside.
Alongside.
Yeah.
Okay, so can I ask, how much is this now?
I got about $5,000.
Huh?
And it was Tokumbo. So I'm not even new. so yeah.
So power bikes aren't a strange sight on Lagos roads. You know, every day now we've gotten used to seeing them everywhere. First, not even seeing them, you first hear them before you get to see them. But one thing that's usually very rare is when you see a woman behind the wheels of a power bike. I'm not saying it's not done, but like I said, it is relatively rare. So I had to look for somebody, not even just look for somebody. Thank God for social media. I found a woman who has gone from Lagos to Akure and back. And she's done a couple of other trips as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking to, I want to call you Kawasaki Ninja, Kawasaki Versus. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking to Lara, aka Lara Billionaire, aka Lara the Bike Lady. Lara, how you doing? Hi, give me a high five. How you doing?
I'm fine.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I told you have a beautiful smile.
Nobody,
but I'm telling you now. So smile. Smile. Like you used to tell us when we were kids, say smile for Jesus.
Yeah.
But now smile for Abisola now. That's it. Okay. So Lara, first of all, please tell me about your bike, because I'm looking at it now, and I'm in my mind, if I see it on the road, I won't know how to identify it. So, what kind of bike is this?
Okay, this is a Honda CB500x 2016 version.
Plenty like that. Honda, what do you call it?
Honda CB500x.
Okay.
It's a 500cc capacity bike.
Okay.
For 2016, produced in 2016.
Produced in 2016.
Yeah.
So Lara, how fast is your bike?
It can go as fast as 180 km/h.
Oh wow, 180.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So when I was doing the intro, I mentioned that you'd gone to Akure. Is Akure the farthest place you've gone?
Yeah, actually, that's the farthest place I've been to.
Okay, first of all, let's even start from the very beginning. At what point did you fall in love? Because obviously you have to be in love with this machine.
Yeah.
That's why you're sitting astride it and everything. So at what point did you decide that? Or when did you fall in love with the power bike for the first time?
When I was a kid. There was a time my dad was taking us to the island, and then I saw a bunch of bikes passing through, and I'm like, okay, I can't wait to have a bike in the future, putting on black jacket, black trousers, black shoes, everything black, and basically on the bike, moving. So that was like when I was a kid, but it just came to reality recently.
Okay, so while other kids were admiring aeroplanes and cars, you were just looking at the power bike?
Basically, yeah, because I like the sound, the speed. It's also very beautiful.
The sound and the speed.
Yeah.
Amazing. So when did you get your first power bike?
This is my first.
This is your first?
Yes.
So when did you start riding professionally then?
Like about 5 months ago.
5 months?
Yes.
Oh wow. Well, how many lady bikers are there in Lagos? Do you know plenty?
Yeah, I've met about maybe 5.
Just 5 in
about 5. No. There's still more, but I've not met everyone because I'm still new to the whole biking community.
You're still new to the whole biking community. So 5 months ago, you got on a bike for the first time.
Yes.
And from then till now, so if I call you an expert, am I wrong?
I won't say you're wrong, but I'm still learning. We learn every day.
Learn every day.
Yeah, so I'm still learning, and no matter what, anytime you set out to move in the morning, before you get back in the evening, you definitely learn something from your ride. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so people are often, like, they always say riding bikes is dangerous.
No.
It's not?
It's not, because everything is a risk in life. You can't just...
Risk past risk. Saying it like
no, the thing is, as long as you learn appropriately in a certified training school, you get your appropriate gears, everything, I feel you're good to go. And as long as you don't make silly mistakes, you don't get carried away. And just do you, ride your ride. Don't try to ride like the other person. Don't try to be like the other person. Just do you.
So basically, you're saying don't start to do stunts.
Yeah, the thing is, when you want to show up in front of people, that's when you you misbehave. You know something, you can just maybe press brake when you're not meant to press your brake, or clutch down, and then something's going to go wrong. So don't try to show off. Just be yourself and like, do you.
Just be yourself, basically.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this trip to Akure, because I can imagine being in a car, driving down to the box, you're in the bike. How was the whole journey basically?
It was sweet. So like, okay, initially, because going to Akure, we passed through Ibadan, Ife.
Okay.
So there was a construction on the road.
Okay.
So it actually delayed us a little bit. So, but coming back, we passed through the Ore route, which was very
smooth.
Very smooth. So like it was very delicious. So like we just were zooming off, and then when you feel you need to like get fuel, okay, you can refill like Ijebu, Shagamu. So you make sure you park, check your bike, make sure your bike.
How long did it take you? How long was the journey?
The thing is, going to Akure, before now I went to just Ore, then came back. That one, going to Ore and coming back, we used about 3 hours, and that was basically because there were lots of stopovers, checking other people's bike, because some people's bike developed issues.
With the party of other bikers. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So that was about 3 hours, but coming back we used like 2 hours plus. There was traffic. But going to Akure, I didn't really check the time, because more like just riding for the adventure of it, like more like just cruising, enjoy yourself. It's not a speed, like you don't have to run to where you're going. Yeah, we had to. We even stopped in Ibadan to eat amala. Then
you had to mention the amala.
Yeah, we stopped to eat amala in Ibadan.
Then
from Ibadan we got to Ife. We waited for banana, granite, everything before we got to Akure.
Okay, so if I say, is this a hobby, riding a bike? Is it a hobby, or you do have a job, but most times you just come out and know it?
Oh, okay. I actually have a job, and I'm an accountant. So
you're an accountant?
This is.
And you are riding bike in your free time. Wow.
This is a hobby, and it's also my mode of transportation.
Oh, this one you take to work?
No, not necessarily, but I would rather ride a bike than drive a car, especially in this Lagos where traffic is always very tedious. So I rather ride a bike, because with bike you can easily maneuver.
Okay.
Compared to cars, you're stuck for hours. Imagine coming from Ikate-Lekki, I used about 4 hours to the mainland.
So
and I'm
bike,
like, if it was the bike, I would have.
It makes it easy. So let's talk about your parents and your folks in the house now. So did they, when you bought this bike for the first time, how did they receive it? Because I can imagine me carrying a bike, even normal Okada, if I want to ride Okada from point A to point B, my mother will be praying wherever she is, not to talk of a full machine like this.
Okay, so initially my dad was asking me that, why bike? Like, what do I want to use it for? I'm like,
is that what you want to use it for?
Yeah, I was like, well, it helps me, because at a point I thought I was getting depressed, so it helps you to clear your mind. Because once you're on the road and you're moving free, you're free, like no burden, nothing, you're not thinking, you're just moving.
So that's one of the main reasons.
Yeah, and then I just prefer it.
You just prefer it. So your dad was like, what are you using the bike for?
Yeah, that what do I really need a bike for? He was like, I should sell it and get a car. I was supposed to sell it this December, but I'm like, nah.
So you were like, no, this bike is still going to...
Even if I want to get a car, I'll also have my bike alongside.
Yeah.
Okay,
so can I ask how much it is? Because it's not Okada. We know how much Okada is now. I'm looking at this thing like, but how much is this now?
I got about $5,000.
Huh?
And it was Tokumbo. It's not even new. So yeah, it's
$5,000. That's how much in there. That's how much in there.
How much is the exchange rate now?
Dollars, we don't even know how much dollar is again. 2.5.
Yeah.
For now. So wait.
As at then. Dollar is high now.
It's high now. So you had $5,000. That's almost 2.5 million.
Now.
Okay, so let's say
then it was cheaper when dollar was like 362.
Oh, okay. So that means it was 1 point something.
Yeah.
So you had 1 point something, and you say, what's happening this money do? That to go buy.
Basically, yeah. That's
basically, and everything. Okay, so let's talk about the gear now.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at you, you're fully kitted now.
Yes.
This, like I mentioned, this one will be Okada. You just enter. But so what you have to do? Do you have you have to have certain things before?
Okay. Yes. First of all, you have to have your helmet. Then your jacket should have the spine at the back.
Oh, okay. So this is not a normal jacket. It has paddings and everything.
Yes. Then you have the shoulder guard, the elbow, your gloves, your knee guard, your riding boots. Everything.
Oh, so those are all. So if I decide to ride it without any of this?
It's not safe, because I don't know, you're risking in case, because the thing is, anything can happen. like I said, everything is a risk. So you can be on your own and then someone can come.
Oh,
So you have to be fully kitted.
So helmet, gloves, the jacket
knee
with all the knee guard and the boots.
Yes.
I can't use normal slippers to ride it.
You can.
You
It has to be a riding boot.
There
are some that are like longer than these. I have other ones, but this is just
the standard one and everything. Okay, so now some people might say a woman is not supposed to be doing this, not supposed to be riding. So I want you to talk to them now and say, okay, you know what? Women can do whatever they want to do. They can ride as much as men and everything.
Like they say, what a man can do, a woman can do better. So you're saying a woman shouldn't ride a bike because she's a lady? It doesn't sit right. It's just, I feel you're just being biased. So like ladies should be free to do whatever they want to do. You can start off with a bicycle, then after then you progress. Yeah, I've been riding a bicycle since I was a kid, so it's more like I already had the balance. So even before you learn, my instructor, before he taught me, he made sure I could ride a bicycle.
Oh, you have to. That's one of them.
It's one of the criteria.
Okay.
You actually have to know how to ride a bicycle because of the balancing.
Okay.
So you won't be falling off on the road anyhow, and then you complain that, oh, you didn't get taught well, whereas that's not the case.
Oh, okay. So being a woman has nothing to do with it.
Has nothing to do with it.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Lara.
Welcome.
Thank you.